You are not remembered for what you say, but for what you stand on. Every choice carries a weight. Every word carries a cost. Most people, they move without thinking. They speak without meaning. And they disappear without ever knowing who they were. But some choose differently. They live by something. They stand by it, no matter the cost. And in the end, that is what defines them. Family traditions shape who you are and play a significant role in how you make decisions. They teach important lessons about respect, honor, and responsibility, and what matters most in life. Over time, these traditions become a guiding framework, helping you make the choices you make.
Yeah. Some things you don't learn, you inherit. Yeah. I knew it as a kid, I ain't needed explain. Watched the room change tone when they said our name. Men would stand up straight, walk over, shake hands like respect was already understood, not planned. No words in the moment, but it stayed in my head, like I'm carrying something I ain't earned yet. Like my steps had to wait before I took my first one. Like I'm tied to a story that was already done. Felt the eyes on my moves, how I carry myself. Like I couldn't move careless like everybody else. Not pressure, just presence, something heaviness still. Like a line you don't cross even if no one will. First man I knew tied to what I became. My father, my grandfather, both carried the same. He ain't speak just to speak, every word at a cost and less than most men. But you felt what it was, so I learned from the silence, not the loud of the show. From the pauses, the looks, from the things you just know.
Cheers to the ones who came before me, who gave their all through history. Cheers to the ones who came before me. I will honor your name.
Yeah,
And never
yeah,
let it
and it
fade.
came with a side people don't understand. Where respect turn to envy just for who you stand as. Where they test what you carry just to see if it's real, and you answer with action, never say how you feel. So it wasn't a choice, it was part of the way. Cause if one thing slipped, then the whole thing fade. And the name built in years get erased in a day. So you move like every step could take it away. And they see all the pride, how the name get respect, but they don't see the cost that it came with attached. Homes without fathers, women left on their own, empty chairs at the table, people didn't come home. That silence is loud, but it never gets said. It just sit in your chest, it just live in your head. It ain't glorious weight, it ain't power, it's pain, mixed in with the honor that's attached to the name. And I seen what it does when the world was the truth, when they build stories up with no evidence proof. Take a man, take his life, write a sentence in ink, off opinions and lies, and what somebody think.
Cheers to the ones who came before me, who gave their all through history. Cheers to the ones who came before me. I will honor your name.
Yeah,
And never
and I look past myself to the men I ain't seen. Great blood in the line before me. Back to villages where a man stood tall, where his word was enough, he ain't need nothing more. They were looked at as men that you turned to for right, not for power or fear, just the way that they live life. And that don't disappear just cause time move on. The same blood run through me when I stand alone. So it ain't about fame, it ain't about what you gain, it's about how you carry what came with the name. When there's nobody watching, when it's just you and breathe, and the man in the mirror, it's all that's left.
a man from my name.
Don't sell who he is,
he carries
the history of his name.
Cheers to the ones who came before me, who gave their all through history. Cheers to the ones who came before me. I will honor your name,
Yeah,
and never let it fade. Pittia non possono a riposare, pace non navi più, sta afflitto cuore.
yeah. We come from history, from men of name, where presence alone could command a place. Nothing was spoken, yet all was understood, in the way that we stood, in the way that we moved. From Palermo streets, where our roots ran deep, through generations we were taught to keep a code not written, but always known, and how we carried ourselves in what we owned. We did not chase what was not ours to claim. Respect was given when you carried the name. Doors remained open, tables were set. No man who entered would ever forget. We built it in time, through years of restraint, not seeking applause, not chasing a name. It lived in our actions, quiet and plain, and that is a thing time cannot replace.
Pittia non possono riposare, pace non navi più, sta afflitto cuore.
Yeah. Then came a moment, sudden and severe, when everything shifted within a year. What stood for decades began to divide, not from the outside.
But from inside,
Among us there sat what we failed to see, a presence disguised in familiarity. We offered trust, we offered place, only to find it returned in disgrace. Then silence fell where voices once stood, and what had been right was misunderstood. Names disappeared without a trace, and absence replaced what once had its place. Women in mourning, though no words were said. Grief was carried, not openly spread. What had been built was undone with speed, and nothing returned as it used to be.
pittia non possono a riposare, pace non navi più, sta afflitto cuore.
Yeah. We crossed the ocean with little but name, yet even in distance we remain the same. What lives in blood does not disappear. It follows a man wherever he is. We do not speak it, we do not display. It shows in our actions and how we behave. Not for the past, nor for what was done, but for those who are gone and those still to come. And though time has passed, it is not erased. What rests in memory, what time cannot change. Not to revisit what cannot be changed, but to carry it forward with honor maintained. We stand here still, as we did back then. We carry the name, and we stand as men.
pittia non possono a riposare, pace non navi più, sta afflitto cuore. Pittia non possono a riposare, pace non navi più, sta afflitto cuore.
As you know, this begins our 10th day of deliberations. I feel we have taken every avenue afforded us in trying to come to a fair verdict. If there are jurors who seriously cannot find any witness to possess any credibility, then I fear we are wasting the time of many people, including ourselves. Yeah. Yeah.
You chased the image, never stood for the code. You wanted the spotlight, never carried the load. You spoke like a man, but you folded with fear, and the truth of your character finally appeared. You wore the disguise,
but it cracked under strain.
you preached about honor, then abandoned your name. You wanted the life till it asked for a cost. Then the mask came apart and the illusion was lost. You built it with care, every detail rehearsed, but the core was defective from the moment of birth. No discipline present, no standard to keep, just a hollow construction that collapsed under heat. You were never confused,
You were always this way,
it was only concealed
till it came to the day
when the pressure arrived and demanded you stand and reveal to the world there was nothing behind the man.
you're not a victim or a pawn, not a mask that can be worn. In the end, we clearly see the worst a man could be. Without a heart, without a soul, all the lies that you have told. In the end, you'll always be the worst a man could ever be.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The worst a man could ever be. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You chose your own comfort above what was right. You turned on the ones who would stand in the fight. That is not circumstance, that is simply your core. A man without principle cannot offer more. There is no explanation that cleans what you did. You can wrap it in language, it remains what it is. Had you never been seen, you would do it again, which confirms it was never about where you had been. Now you sit on a platform and speak for an audience, rewriting the past with selected performance. You edit the story, refine every frame, but the truth does not bend just because you explain. They admire the surface,
The version you show,
but they never considered the cost.
that they owe.
Empty chairs at a table,
People didn't come home.
that is something no narrative ever can soften.
You're not a victim or a pawn, not a mask that can be worn. In the end, we clearly see the worst a man could be. Without a heart, without a soul, all the lies that you have told. In the end, you'll always be the worst a man could ever
Man,
be.
who once trusted you now live behind steel because you chose yourself over what was real. You placed them in chains with the words that you gave, then spoke as though truth was the thing that you saved. You separated fathers from sons and their names. You left mothers alone with the weight and the pain. You turned homes into silence, removed what was whole and replaced it with absence that cannot be controlled. Children grew up without guidance or hand because you made a choice you still failed to withstand. They learned what a man is by what was not there, by the space that you left and the weight that they bear. And you speak of it now like a story to frame, as though time could diminish the depth of that pain. But the damage is fixed, it does not reduce, and no version of truth can excuse what you choose.
You're not a victim or a pawn, not a mask that can be worn. In the end, we clearly see the worst a man could be. Without a heart, without a soul, all the lies that you have told. In the end, you'll always be the worst a man could ever be.
You can speak,
You can speak,
you can explain,
you can explain.
it remains.
The war had taken more than it had left.
The land lay barren, stripped of what it kept. My mother stood and said there was no bread. I saw the truth in what remained unsaid. So I moved quietly beyond the line, with what I carried hidden at my side. Not out of pride nor driven by a name, but so my family might remain. They passed through town as though we were not there, as though our lives were less unworthy spare. So I stepped forward, crossing what was drawn, for hunger does not wait for right or wrong.
What is your choice? What will you do? Your actions today shape the vision of you. Through all the fog, through all of the pain, willing to die
just to carry your name. They stopped me on the road and questioned me, demanded answers I refused to speak. The air grew still, I felt the moment shift. A silence no cautious man would miss. His hand moved slowly toward the steel he wore. In such a moment, thought could guide no more. I raised the gun and fired without a word. In that instant, I became a name. Now one man lay upon the ground below, and I became a figure they would know. They did not see the hunger or the need, only a man who chose to disobey.
What is your choice?
What is your choice?
What will you do?
What will you do?
Your actions today shape the vision of you.
Shape the vision of you.
Through all the fog,
through all the fog,
through all of the pain,
all of the pain,
willing to die
just to carry your name. I lived among the hills, a hunted man, with voices split on who I came to be. To some, a figure standing for the poor. To others, one who lived outside the law. Yet I had seen the empty hands of men and watched them eat because I intervened. If that is judged a sin, I bear the weight, for I have given more than I have taken. But trust grows thin when few remain around, and loyalty is rarely what it seems. You learn in time when everything is gone. Not every hand extended will endure.
What is your choice?
What is your choice?
What will you do?
What will you do?
Your actions today shape the vision of you.
Shape the vision of you.
Through all the fog,
through all the fog,
through all of the pain,
all of the pain,
willing to die
just to carry your name. I am aware of what has been said about me. Bandit, outlaw. But those words are spoken by those who never witnessed the life we lived. They did not see the hunger. They did not stand where I stood. When your people have nothing, you do not ask what is permitted. You act. I did not take for myself. I took so that others might live. If that made me a hunted man, then that was the cost of it. But where I come from, they remember me differently. Salvatore. Salvatore.
Yeah. As a little kid, I remember them visits up north. Family locked down, women holding it strong. Future still unwritten, pages waiting to turn. Learned early in life, things could change in a turn. We already knew it, yeah, we seen it ourselves. Some was holding down blocks, others holding down cells. Pride ain't for sale, that was built in the code. In a world that's cold, you just carry the load. Hard hard to see light when you walk in that line, but you feel something deeper that don't need a sign. They don't understand it. It's embedded in you. It ain't something you learn, it's just something you do. I could never let it go, wouldn't change it at all. It's in blood, it's in breath, it's the way that I walk. So a toast to the ones that was here way before me. Generations run deep, full of untold stories, woven in the fabric of honorable men. We don't question the blood, we continue again.
We are who we are, through battles and scars, through nightmares and stars. We don't fall apart, through darkness and light. We embrace every fight.
Forced at a young age just to deal with loss. My hero gone, I was barely able to walk. Couple years later, all the men I looked up to started disappearing, locked up out the blue. I remember getting picked up from school, hearing names on the news, family in the headlines. Yeah, we lived through it too. Different type of pressure. It was hard, it was real, but it built up our skin, taught us how to deal. Now it's me and my cousins, no fathers around, trying to figure life out while we holding it down. Learning on our own, no one showing the way, just watching and adapting every day by day. Made us who we are, yeah, carved it in deep. Every scar we carry, every promise we keep, ain't no breaking under it. We was raised in that storm, now we stand a little different, cause we weathered it all.
We are who we are, through battles and scars, through nightmares and stars. We don't fall apart, through darkness and light. We embrace every fight.
And a shout to the moms and the mothers we love. When everything broke, you still held us up. You carried the weight when we didn't have strength. Made sure we were good no matter the length. We saw all the nights you were fighting it back, hiding your pain so we stayed on track. You gave us your all, never asked for a thing, still made it feel like we had everything. Mother stood tall when the world turned cold, played both roles, gave us more than we know. Taught us to stand, taught us how to be men, even when life tried to break us again. We love you for real, yeah, we carry that pride. It's in how we move, it's in how we survive. Everything we are, every step that we take, came from our moms and the strength that they gave.
We are who we are, through battles and scars, through nightmares and stars. We don't fall apart, through darkness and light. We embrace every fight. Every fight.
You want control, then control your mind. Now what's around you that changes with time? All of the noise in the world will fade, but what's in your head decides what stays. People talk about what a good man is, while life keeps moving regardless of it. You don't prove it with words or a plan. If you wanna be good, then be that man. Don't say something if it isn't true. Don't do something if it isn't you. No need to pretend, no need to impress. The way that you think will shape the rest. Stand in the fire, don't turn away. What you become is shaped in the pain. All that you face was never the end. You rise through the weight again and again. What's in your way is part of your path, not something to fear, not something to pass. Every hard moment, every bad day is building you up in a different way. You blame the world, but that's not true. It's how you see it that shapes you. Same storm, same rain, same night, same pain. One man breaks, one man gains. You think you need more just to feel alright. More money, more time, a better life. But peace don't come from what you own, it comes from how you stand alone. Stand in the fire, don't turn away. What you become is shaped in the pain. All that you face was never the end. You rise through the weight again and again. You feel what's coming, but that's not the fear. The real fear's living and wasting your years. To go through life and never become the man you could have been when it's all said and done. What you do now doesn't disappear, it carries beyond you year after year. Every word you say, every move you make becomes what they remember one day. You don't choose everything life gives you, but you choose what you do when you go through it. So stand where you are, don't run, don't hide, and carry yourself with strength and pride. Stand in the fire, don't turn away. What you become is shaped in the pain. All that you face was never the end. You rise through the weight again and again.
You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus.
Before rules were written, there were ways passed down, not spoken. Generations back, before borders were drawn, in the hills of the old country, long before we were born, where the land held a memory, each stone had a name, and the name wasn't given, it was built into fame. Before papers and systems defined who you'd be, it was blood, it was family, it was what they could see. Not in words, but in presence, how you carried your frame. If you honored the ones who first carried your name, there was value in silence. You ain't feel it with sound, you could feel who was solid when he walked through the town. Not the step, but intention, where his eyes chose to stay. If he stood on his word, or let it drift away. A promise was currency, stronger than gold. You could hear it in tone if it held or it folded. No ink, no signatures, no need for a seal. If he said it, it stood, that was already real. And respect wasn't claimed, it was slowly revealed in the things that he did that were never appealed. No applause for the right, no attention for grace, just a life lived in order, everything in its place. They ain't speak on a code, they just moved in its form, like the roots in the ground that survive any storm. And the village would turn, not the power or throne, but the man who stood firm when he stood there alone.
Uomini veri,
Oltre ogni orgoglio,
non è ciò che dici, è il peso che porti.
dalle terre d'Italia fino a strade lontane,
Quel codice resta,
cambia solo la forma. Stai dritto, stai fermo,
lascia parlare i fatti.
la forza è nel silenzio.
Non serve mostrarli,
Tempi diversi,
ma stesse radici.
siamo figli di uomini.
Uomini veri,
And the land turned the distance to sea. And the name that you carried was all you could be.
No more fields to defend, no more soil to inherit. Just a code in your chest and the will not to bury it. Some adapt to the structure, some moved in between. Not defined by the rules, but the lines they done seen. They could read what was said without saying a word. Understand what was meant in the things that they heard. There were men who existed outside of the frame. Never needed a title to solidify name. Didn't follow the system, but followed themselves. Held a standard inside, never placed on a shelf. And respect didn't change, it just changed its tone. Less about where you stood, more about what you own. Not possessions, decisions, the way that you move. What you choose not to say is what's really the proof. You could tell who was built from the way that they paused before making a move, understanding the cost. Cause the code never left, it adjusted its place. From the land to the block, still the same at its base.
Uomini veri,
Oltre ogni orgoglio,
non è ciò che dici, è il peso che porti.
dalle terre d'Italia fino a strade lontane.
Quel codice resta,
Cambia solo la forma. Stai dritto, stai fermo.
lascia parlare i fatti.
La forza è nel silenzio.
Non serve mostrarli,
Tempi diversi,
ma stesse radici.
siamo figli di uomini.
Uomini veri,
Now it's louder than ever, but lighter in weight. Too much said, not enough that could actually stay. Value shifted to volume, attention to noise, but you still see the difference in men and in boys. It was never about who could speak at the best. It was who could hold firm when it's put to the test. When the moment gets heavy, when pressure reveals if the man that you are is the man that you feel. Different times, different battles, same internal war. What you stand on today ain't much different than before. Just less understood, less quietly taught. More displayed than lived, more explained than thought. But the ones who still carry it move just the same. Not concerned with the crowd or the need for a name. They don't argue with noise, they don't answer with pride. They just live in a way where it's known, not described. So it's not about past, it's not saying who's right. It's about what remains when you strip it from sight. When there's nothing to prove and there's no one to impress. What's left of the man is the truth in his chest.
uomini veri,
Oltre ogni orgoglio,
non è ciò che dici, è il peso che porti.
dalle terre d'Italia fino a strade lontane.
Quel codice resta,
Cambia solo la forma. Stai dritto, stai fermo.
lascia parlare i fatti.
La forza è nel silenzio.
Non serve mostrarli,
Tempi diversi,
ma stesse radici.
siamo figli di uomini.
Uomini veri,
It was never taught, it was observed. And if you know, you know.
I remember the days I was younger than most. You were already grown. I was watching you close. The way you carried yourself, how you spoke, how you moved. You didn't say too much, but I still understood. Everybody respected you, that was clear. You didn't have to demand it, it was just there. If you said something, people listened for real. You had a way of making things make sense when they didn't. And you always looked out, never left us behind. Made sure we were good, kept us all in line, like a big brother should. And that's a fact. You helped shape who I am. I grew up on that. I've had enough of danger and people on the streets. I'm looking out for angels, just trying to find some peace. I got a phone call, voice breaking in tears. Couldn't even make out what I'm hearing at first. Just panic and pain in the way that it came. I knew something was wrong before they said a name. I rushed over there, seen the lights in the night, red and blue flashing, everything bright. Whole scene froze, I just stood there staring. Heart start pounding, everything blaring. And I saw you there, but it ain't feel real. Like time slowed down, like it all stood still. Like a dream you're in, but you can't wake up. Trying to move forward, but you feel stuck. Voices around me, but I couldn't hear. Everything distant, just ringing in my ears. And in that moment I already knew life ain't never gonna feel the same without you. Oh, I've had enough of danger and people on the streets. I'm looking out for angels, just trying to find some peace. Now we say your name every time we're together. Stories don't fade, they just live on forever. The way you would talk, the way you would laugh, little things like that still hit us bad. And I still hear your voice when I'm facing a choice. Like I know what you'd say, like I hear it clear. It's like you're still here in the way that we move, in the way that we carry ourselves through the years. And we hold on to everything you gave, every lesson, every word, every way you behave. You aren't gone, not the way people think. You still live in us every time that we speak. I've had enough of danger and people on the street. I'm looking out for angels, just trying to find some peace, yeah. Angel, people on the streets. Ooh, I'm looking out for angels. Trying to find some peace.
Yeah. It's deeper than blocks. It's bloodline. Bensonhurst, Sicily. You know what it is. Yeah. Raised with a cold. Raised with a cold. Yeah. Raised with a cold was inherited, not explained. Name carried weight before you ever made a name. Stoop conversations, low tone, never loud. Men spoke once, didn't need to say it proud. 18th Ave nights, shadow stretched long. Bay Parkway breeze with that tension in the calm. You ain't gotta act, they could tell how you move. Either built with respect or you got something to prove. White tee crisp, eyes sharp, never drift. Every step calculated, every move got a risk. Cause your last name echo deeper than the street. In a week, reputation get exposed real quick. Came from a lineage, generations of men respected in Sicily. Way before we stepped in. Stories in the silent scars we never display, but the past still live in the blood to this day. 1981, yeah, that pain still breathe. Old world scars that we never fully leave. You don't hear it loud, but it's sit in your chest. Passed down in the way that you handle respect.
We don't talk, we don't fall, we just stand how we stand. From the old Sicilian roots to the Brooklyn land. If they test, they learn quick what it really means. We was We come from men of men.
Yeah, stay quiet, stay sharp. Let your presence be felt. You either hold your ground or get left where you dealt. No talk, just action, that's the rule we defend. We don't bend, we don't break, we just are what we been. Different avenues felt like sections at war. 20th Ave tension, 13th, 18th more. Same borough map, but divided by pride. You stepped out of line, now it's pressure applied. Fist fights in the street, jackets tossed to the side. No crowd, no hype, just respect on the line. Hands did the talk, that's the way that it went. And you learn real fast what that pressure meant. Crews tried testing, thought we fold under heat, but they learn quick. Don't play games in these streets, one wrong move, now you feel what it costs. That respect get enforced, not discussed, not tossed. And if you ever took a loss, you ain't show it in public. Held it quiet, let it sit, never spoke of it. Time don't erase it, it just sharpen your mind. You move different next time when you see that line. Courtroom benches, I remember that stare as a kid, sitting quiet, feeling weight in the air. Watch the man take the stand, pointing fingers and talk, while we sat there silent, never breaking our walk. No reaction, no words, just a look that was shared. That's the code that we live, that's the weight that we bear. You don't fold under pressure, don't crumble or bend, cause we raised a certain weight, we are men of men.
We don't talk, we don't fold, we just stand how we stand. From the old Sicilian roots to the Brooklyn land. If they test, they learn quick what it really means. We was raised by men, we come from men of men.
Yeah, stay quiet, stay sharp. Let your presence be felt. You either hold your ground or get left where you dealt. No talk, just action, that's the rule we defend. We don't bend, we don't break, we just are what we been. Sunday saw simmer, whole house full of life, Nana in the kitchen, voices filling the night, love in the air. But you knew when you stepped outside that door, different rules get kept. You learn balance early, how to carry both sides. Family in the streets, pride mixed with pride. Every move got meaning, every word got cause. Cause respect once gone, it's already lost. Now it's louder today, not the same type of code. Too many talking, not enough that's control. But the ones cut different still move that way, quiet with it, never giving it away. From Bensonhurst blocks to Sicilian soil, same blood, same pride, same internal coil. It ain't written in books, it's embedded within. It's how you move through life, it's the state that you in, yeah. You either understand it or you don't. Bensonhurst, forever.
You do not learn this. You become it.
Number one.
Number one. Do not speak in excess, keep silence composed. Words travel quickly, then grow uncontrolled. They twist what you said until truth is unknown. What leaves your mouth will return to your soul.
Number two.
Respect is not granted, it forms from your stand. They measure your actions, not what you have planned. Your conduct reveals what your voice cannot prove. A man is defined by the way that he moves.
Number three.
Build something real, do not chase what they see. Surface will fade, it was never that deep. What you build right will stand on its feet. Not what is shown, but what you keep.
Number four.
Loyalty lives where there is nothing to gain, not where it is easy or free from all strain. If presence dissolves when the pressure is near, then it was never as strong as it appeared.
Stand by your word.
Do not let it break,
Hold to your line.
whatever it takes.
No second chances, no space for mistakes. You answer for every choice you make.
Number five. Number five. Do not act from emotion, let reason decide. Impulses ruin what patience could guide. A moment of feeling can alter the course, so govern your mind before trusting its force.
Number six.
Your word is a bond, it is not to be bent. Once it is broken, its meaning is spent. There is no method to shape it anew. What you have spoken defines what is true.
Number seven.
Attend to the silent, they often perceive more than the loud who are eager to speak. Observation reveals what expression can hide. The quiet retain what the restless let slide.
Number eight.
Power power is quiet, it does not proclaim. If it seeks notice, it weakens its claim. True strength exists without needing to show. It is felt in its presence, not proved in its tone.
Stand by your word,
Do not let it break,
hold to your line.
whatever it takes.
No second chances, no space for mistakes. You answer for every choice you
Number 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9.
Number 9.
Who you are unseen is the measure you keep. Not what is declared, but what you repeat. In absence of witness, your nature is shown. That is the truth that you carry alone.
Number 10.
Stand by your choices, accept every cost. Each path that is taken requires something lost. If you cannot bear what decision may bring, then do not decide, or you answer to nothing.
Stand by your word,
Do not let it break,
hold to your line.
whatever it takes.
No second chances, no space for mistakes. You answer for every choice you make.
Some will hear this, few will understand it, and fewer will live by it.
Number 1, 1, 1, 1.
Hey.